you know, it rears its head in a lot of different ways. I remember one time we had this young reporter, she was from Chicago, she just got out of grad school, she was brand new, like a week on the job. And she was brilliant. I mean, she was very smart and she was very quick to learn. She picked things up and she became a very valuable asset really quickly. We got 2 or 3 great years out of her and she went on to bigger markets. And but I remember one time there was a fire at Fairmount Market on Hammond Street. And it turned out it wasn't much of one, but it was a kitchen fire that knocked them out for about half a day or so, maybe a whole day. This was probably 15 years ago, more or less. So she goes over there, we send her over there by herself with a camera. She goes over there to grab this, and she sprays with video and gets the audio. She talks to a fire official, you know, to get the official lowdown on what happened. But then she takes the next step, which is just as important, and get the local flavor. So she talks to the neighbors, talks to the customers, right? They go, how do you feel about this? So she talked to a couple of guys, and one of them gave an answer and was off. And then the next one came in and asked him how he felt. And he says, "It's too bad. I've been here a long time. They're friends of mine. I hope they recover real quickly and get back up and running real quick." And so what you do on camera is, while the camera's rolling, to make sure you get things as accurate as possible, you ask a person their name, you ask them to spell it. Sure. Smith can be spelled with a Y, right. So you make sure you got it right, do the best of your ability. And you ask them maybe where they're from, right? So she does this on camera with this guy, and he goes, "Well, I'm from, the neighborhood. I live just down the street here." And she says, "What's your name, sir?" And he says, "Stephen." And she says, "So what?" They see it coming. So do you have a last name, Stephen? He goes, "I've been in the neighborhood a while. People around here, most of them know me, like that." So anyways, he was very, nice to her and everything else. But then she packs it in. She comes back to the station. Well, she's in the edit booth, and while she's looking at the raw to turn it into something, she says, to no one in particular, but she says, "Geez, this guy wouldn't even give me his last name, like he's Bono or Cher, And so that piqued our interest. So there was a few of us in the newsroom, and we gathered around the edit booth, and we're looking at a raw video, and of course we saw who it was, and we're all just howling, just laughing and crying, And that's how she met Stephen King. So it was like, but that you do run into that, because obviously they don't know. I mean, I've gone to other states and other regions. They're parochial. It's Lancaster, Pennsylvania. It's Lancaster, California. On and on it goes, And so you have to plug into the local parlance. You have to plug into the local vibe, and you have to know your locations, because people will see through that. And if you don't have that, you don't have credibility, and then they wonder what else you're getting wrong.
But no matter where you go, you should know who Stephen King is.
Well, that's